Hi all, Marty here with Warehouse and Operations as a Career. I started off this week hearing a peer's name I hadn't heard in probably 12 to 15 years. A colleague was on his way to a meeting with a prospective client and shared who he was meeting with. It was a gentleman we'd both worked with in the past. I was reminded how many times this happens every year. I feel it's something we all, no matter the industry, needs to keep in mind. You start at one warehouse in your teens and 20s. A few years later, you move across town. 5 years after that, you accept another opportunity. Then one day, you walk into a customer's warehouse and there's your old supervisor. Or how about the forklift driver unloading your trailer? You worked beside him 15 years ago. Or the operations manager. She used to be a shift lead when you were loading trucks together. And this is always an interesting one, the recruiter interviewing you. You remember when she worked in receiving. And the truck driver making your delivery? He used to work maintenance at your last facility. Now it's funny how that happens, but it does. Our industry feels huge. Millions of square feet, thousands of warehouses, hundreds of trucking companies, and countless manufacturers. But once you've been around a while, well, it's actually a very small neighborhood. People don't disappear, they simply change addresses. One of the greatest pieces of career advice I can give anyone entering warehousing, manufacturing, production, or transportation is to never burn a bridge. And that's not because it's the nice thing to do, but because it's one of the smartest career decisions you'll ever make. I've been fortunate enough to have worked in this industry for a long time. I've unloaded trucks, selected orders, operated every forklift and attachment, and worked all the utility positions. I've supervised some awesome crews and managed a few outstanding operations. I've worked beside some incredible people. And today, I still run into people from every stage of my career. Former supervisors, former employees, customers, drivers, safety managers, HR managers, recruiters, forklift operators, maintenance technicians, general managers, and vice presidents. Some I hadn't seen in 20 years. Yet somehow our paths cross again. And believe me, when they do, they remember. They remember your attitude. They remember your work ethic. And they remember whether you helped people or hurt people. They remember whether you were dependable and whether you accepted responsibility. Most importantly, they remember how you left. And that's the part I see many young professionals overlook. People remember endings. We've all had or watched an employee having a bad day. They got frustrated, started yelling, maybe cursed their supervisor, threw down their badge and stormed out the door, maybe even slamming doors. Almost like they wanted to make sure everyone was watching. In that moment, they probably felt powerful, maybe even justified. But what they didn't realize is how that 3-minute emotional decision could follow them for years. And here's just a few reasons why I believe we should reconsider that pathway. Your supervisor may leave 6 months later. The HR manager might accept another position. The operations manager gets promoted. The plant manager or GM moves across town. The recruiter joins another staffing company. Suddenly, the people who watched that exit are interviewing candidates somewhere else. Want to guess whose name they recognize? Here's a quick scenario. Hey, we interviewed someone today. Oh, really? What's his name? Johnny so-and-so. I remember Johnny. Sometimes that's followed by things like, he's a great worker, always dependable. He'd be an asset to your team. Other times, whoa, be careful there. He can have a bit of a bad attitude. He walked off the job once. Couldn't control his temper. That one conversation, just 30 seconds, can influence your next opportunity. Now, of course, leaving a company is certainly okay. People leave jobs every day. Sometimes it's for better pay, better hours, more opportunity, family reasons, health, education, or maybe career growth. There is absolutely nothing wrong with moving on. But there is a huge difference between leaving professionally and leaving emotionally. Professional employees give notice when possible. They thank people and finish strong, even train someone else if needed. Shake hands and wish everyone well. They leave the same way they hope to be remembered. And here's something many of us don't consider. Your reputation isn't built only by your performance. It's built by your character. Anyone can have a good week and can perform well when everything is going right. Character stands out when things aren't. When you're disappointed, passed over for a promotion, corrected by your supervisor, or upset over your schedule and frustrated with overtime, that's when people discover who you really are. I've had employees come into my office completely upset, and sometimes they deserve to be upset, and I've agreed with them. But after talking it over, they left respectfully. And months later, they received promotions. How, you may ask? Because they handled difficult conversations like professionals. Now, on the other hand, I've also watched employees lose tremendous opportunities because they couldn't manage one emotional moment. That one outburst, social media post, or text message, or one argument. A bridge was burned. Whether right or wrong, today's world makes all that even more dangerous for us. People stay connected. You have LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, industry and management groups. People know people. Your reputation can travel across an entire city before you even submit your next application. Oh, and I want to say this too. Every person deserves respect. Not because of their title, but because you never know where life will take them. That warehouse clerk could be tomorrow's operations manager. The young recruiter may be a future regional vice president. Our friend, the forklift trainer, down the road, we may find them as our future safety director. I'm just saying we should always treat everyone with respect. One of my more recent favorite sayings is, today's coworker may become tomorrow's boss or tomorrow's customer. I have lived that more times than I can count. I've purchased services from former employees, and I've hired my former supervisors, and I've partnered with people I once trained. I've worked for people who once worked beside me. That's our industry, ladies and gentlemen. Careers and opportunities intertwine. So what do you do if you're unhappy? Yep, here I go again with that word, communication. Have the conversation, ask questions, seek solutions, and be honest and be respectful. If it's time to move on with dignity and grace. Give your best effort until the very last shift. Thank those who invested in you. Leave the facility better than you found it. And return all your equipment. Shake hands and wish everyone success. Because someday you may walk back through those same doors, or someone from those doors may walk through yours. So here's my thought, or yes, my opinion on the subject. Don't just avoid burning bridges. Let's always be building them. Stay connected with mentors. Congratulate former coworkers on promotions. Celebrate their accomplishments. Send a quick message once in a while. Thank someone who helped your career. Give a shout out to or recommend good people when opportunities arise. At the end of the day, your resume gets you noticed, your skills get you hired, and your attitude helps you succeed. But your reputation? Well, your reputation follows you everywhere. In warehousing, manufacturing, transportation, distribution, and production, people remember. So work hard and let's treat people well. Leave every job with them wanting you to stay, because you never know when today's goodbye will become tomorrow's opportunity. Okay, it's time to say thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. If you're just starting your journey, remember that this industry is much smaller than it appears. Protect your name and your reputation at all times, and never burn the bridge you may someday need to cross again. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and above all, work safe at all times.